Okay, here we go. Start with 6 on, this is 3.3, homework for Trig. And start with number 6. It says, fill in the blanks so the resulting statement is true. Tan squared theta. Well, I'm going to go right here. You see that we have cosine 2 theta listed in there, because tan squared theta shows up several places on this list. It shows up here in the Pythagorean identities, but that's not where we need to go here. It goes with these power reducing formulas, and tan squared theta is equal to 1 minus cosine of 2 theta over 1 plus cosine of 2 theta. So that answer choice is there. So all they're doing in that question is asking you to pick the right formula. Number 7 says cosecant of negative theta over 2. First, I want you to note that over here on the even and odd identities, the cosecant of a negative angle is equal to the negative cosecant of that angle. So the cosecant of negative theta over 2 is equal to the negative cosecant of theta over 2. So let's move that negative sign out front. That's our first order of business. Then I want you to note that the cosecant is the reciprocal of the sine. So we're right here at negative cosecant of theta over 2. So this is the same as saying negative 1 over the sine of theta over 2. Now we know what the sine of theta over 2 is. The sine of theta over 2 given to us in these half angle identities. Okay. The sine of theta over 2 is the square plus or minus the square root of 1 minus cosine alpha over 2. So what I need to do is I need to flip that. I want the reciprocal. So I could start off and say negative 1 over plus or minus the square root of 1 minus cosine alpha over 2. But since I just want the reciprocal, I could just flip it and say negative. The negative originally, it just kind of disappears because this has a plus minus on it. So I'm really not even needing that. Plus minus the square root of, and just flip the stuff on the inside. 2 over 1 minus cosine alpha. Or in this case, theta. Pardon me, I've changed my angle variables. So there we go. Answer right there. Number 8. Number 8 says fill in the blank so the resulting statement is true. And it says secant of x over 2. So to do that, we need to know that the secant is the reciprocal of the cosine. So the cosine of x over 2, or alpha over 2, is given here. So we just need the flip of that. So it's going to be plus or minus 2 over 1 plus cosine alpha. So the reciprocal of that is given here. Number 9 says the tangent of alpha over 2. And they just want you to go straight to the identity page. And there it is. It's just choosing what they have there. And it's just plus or minus the square root of 1 minus cosine alpha over 1 plus cosine alpha, which is equal to, and how they got the next stage was what they did was they got rid of the radical on the bottom, and it's 1 minus cosine alpha over sine alpha, or it could also be written as sine alpha over 1 plus cosine alpha. So that answer choice is C. And then number 10 says the sine of twice an angle equals twice the sine of the angle. Determine whether the statement is true or false. This statement is false. The sine of twice an angle can be found with the trigonometric sum formulas. This results in a value that's not equal to twice the sine. So it doesn't work quite like that. Okay, this concludes video number 2 for lesson 3.3.